So since I've started this journey of pursuing cryptocurrency, both for the increase in my purchasing power as well as the increase in my freedom in my own life and my future life and my family and my future family's life, I've started to recognize something that's being said a lot of times by a lot of people that I'm not sure if they're understanding exactly what they're saying, or maybe they heard something from somebody else and they're saying that something in order to make themselves feel better. Okay. And this saying is thrown around a lot whenever you talk about things that you're doing in order to pursue wealth and pursue a lot of financial freedom and things like this. Whenever they tell you that you're making sacrifices in order to go from point A to point B, this saying is thrown around a lot. And in this video, I'm going to explain to you guys exactly why people say this, all right, what it means, why it's wrong, and why those people who say that are actually lazy and they're just coping for their lack of inaction, okay? And we're going to talk about this today in this video. Now, the phrase that I'm talking about, for those of you guys who don't know, maybe you guys have a guess or whatever the case may be, is that whenever you say that, you know, you're making a sacrifice to increase your wealth or increase your freedom, a lot of people will say, well, money doesn't make you happy. Money's the root of all evil. Money's the root of all evil, right? A lot of people will use this claim and they'll say, well, there's a lot of people that have a lot of money and they're unhappy, so therefore money doesn't make you happy, okay? A lot of people say this and a lot of people throw this around as if anybody's ever said that money is supposed to make you happy or money is the root of all happiness, okay? And what I'm going to tell you, the people who think that and the people who say that, is that money is not the root of all evil. You're just lazy. Okay? Money's not the root of all evil. You're just lazy. And I'm going to explain to you guys why throughout this video. Okay? So let's talk about that. So let's talk about what money is and what's the purpose of money. Okay? Money, guys, is simply a tool, a measurement of value, so that you can exchange it for goods and services in the world, okay? So the more money that you acquire, that means the more value that you have to purchase things in the real world that will make your life better or increase the amount of freedom that you have, okay? So when people say that money doesn't make you happy, all they're saying is that a tool that is a measurement of value, it does not make you happy in and of itself. And although they're right about this, a lot of the times people use this saying as a way to tell themselves and use it as an excuse in order to not pursue more wealth and not to upgrade themselves financially and not upgrade their life or their family's lives or whatever the case may be, okay? And what the thing that you guys have to understand is that happiness is an emotion, right? Happiness is an emotion. Happiness is not something that, you know, you can feel all the time and you can just walk around and being happy and you just have a big, you know, big smile on your face all the time. That's not the way that being happy is. And that's a big problem with society, is that a lot of people are pursuing being happy all the time, feeling good and happy all the time, when that's not actually the way that's not the way that emotions work in general, right? That's not the way that emotions work in general. So now, what you can say is that money doesn't make you fulfilled. Now, money does not make you fulfilled. Money in and of itself is simply just an amplifier of who you already are, right? So what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that if you're a piece of shit person, right? If you're not a good person, then if you get a lot of money, then you're just going to be an amplified piece of shit, right? You're just going to be an amplified bad person, right? If you're a good person and you have good intentions and you want to do a lot of good for a lot of people, then money is just going to simply amplify that. Whatever you are, money amplifies that, okay? If you don't have the discipline and you don't have good structure in your life and you don't have good principles that you stand by and you don't stand by those principles, then if you get money, then money is just going to make that a lot worse and it's going to make a train wreck, right? This is why you see a lot of people who have money that haven't necessarily done the work on themselves in order to get that amount of wealth, all right? Sometimes in those cases, they either lose it or they go down a crazy spiral personally. And, you know, for example, celebrities, right? A lot of celebrities get very famous, they get very wealthy, And what happens is they don't know how to handle that amount of money. They don't know how to handle that amount of options in their life. They don't know what to do with themselves. They don't have purpose. They lack fulfillment. And then what happens is they end up going down a death spiral. Sometimes literally a death spiral, but other times it could just be a wave of depression that comes after that. Okay. So the person that you are will be amplified when you increase your wealth. Okay. And a lot of people that get that wealth are not worthy of it. A lot of people who don't have wealth are not worthy of it. But the point that I'm trying to make is that money has nothing to do with happiness. Okay. Money's not supposed to have anything to do with happiness. There are people that have lots of money that are unhappy. There are people that don't have a lot of money that are very happy people, or I should say fulfilled. Okay. They have a fulfilling life, right? Money's not supposed to make you happy. Money is not intended for that purpose, right? Money is just a tool that you can use to increase the quality of your own life and increase the amount of options that you have in your own life, the freedom that you have in your own life, right? For those of you who have kids, you guys want to be able to send your kids to the best schools, the best programs, right? You don't want to be lacking in that area when you have a family, or if you have a family. If you have the ability to be able to increase the amount of stuff that you can do for your family or for yourself or your lifestyle, whatever type of lifestyle that you want to live, money is simply just a tool to allow you to get to live that life that you want to live ideally, right? It's not supposed to make you happy. It also doesn't mean that when you make a ton of money, that means you'd never have to work, right? Money, because like I said, that's where the lack of fulfillment comes in, the lack of purpose. And that's not what we want either. Okay. We don't want that. We want to live a life of purpose, and increasing your purchasing power and increasing your wealth through something such as cryptocurrency is just a tool that allows you to do that. Right. And a lot of people who talk about this, and a lot of people who say, well, money doesn't make you happy, the way that they're saying it, this is what they're really saying. What they're saying is that, well, money doesn't make you happy, therefore I'm not going to pursue wealth, and I'm not going to do the work necessary in order to increase my wealth and my purchasing power, because money doesn't make you happy. So therefore it's not important to do it, and therefore it's not worth examining anymore, right? And what I think this really is at its core is intellectual laziness, right? It's intellectual laziness, because if you're a man, for you men out there, if you ask for my opinion, a lot of you guys, having your money right, having an investing schedule, having those types of things, that's not an if thing. It should be your responsibility, especially with the way that things are working right now in the world, and the way inflation is getting worse, and the money supply is increasing, and the cost of everything is going up way more than it was 50 years ago, right? So it should be your responsibility to have your money right, and have that part as just, you're a man, that's something that you do. And obviously investing is a big part of that, right? I'm going to make a video pretty soon about the formula to becoming, financially successful and getting rich or getting wealthy. And it's pretty simple. It's not a complicated thing, but every man should be pursuing that. All right. And for you women, for you financially ambitious women, you guys should be pursuing that as well. It should be your responsibility. It's not a if you do it or not. But the point is a lot of people use that saying, money doesn't make you happy, or money is the root of all evil, or whatever the case may be, to make it so that the people who pursue money, if you pursue money, they're putting that in your head as like I'm selfish, or I'm greedy, and what I argue is that the people who don't pursue wealth, and the people who don't pursue and don't make sacrifices in order to increase their purchasing power, they're actually the selfish ones, and they're actually the lazy ones. Why are they actually the selfish ones, and why are they actually the lazy ones? The reason is because it's a lot easier to not pursue financial freedom, and it's a lot easier to not pursue investing your capital and increasing your purchasing power. It's a lot easier to do that personally, but it hurts the people around you, your family, your wife, your kids, whatever the case may be, because you don't want to make the sacrifices to do that, right? So it's not that in fact, the people who say that money's the root of all evil, money doesn't make you happy, therefore they don't put their 100% true effort into pursuing and getting as much financial freedom as possible, they're the selfish ones, and they're the lazy ones, right? So they're the ones who are selfish. It's not the people who are pursuing money and pursuing wealth that are selfish. It's the people who don't want to do the work and don't want to sacrifice in order to improve their life and the people around them's lives. They're actually the selfish ones, all right? So people have it backwards. Now, the reason why they do this is because they're lazy and they don't want to do the work necessary. It's not easy to do the work. It's not easy to go to a job where you work anywhere from 40 hours a week. It's not easy to go and work extra overtime at your job so that you have more money to park into assets that then increase your purchasing power that helps your lifestyle and the people around your lifestyle. It's not easy to do that, right? It's not easy to work more. It's not easy to build a business. It's not easy to research into cryptocurrencies that could increase your purchasing power and change your future life, right? And your family's lives. It's not easy to do that, right? It's not easy. And that's why a lot of people don't do it. And then what they say is they cope and they say, well, money doesn't make you happy, therefore I could just lay back and do nothing and take no action, right? And you could do that if you want, but just know that if you think that, that's a good excuse not to take any action towards your financial future, you might be able to fool some people, but you're not going to fool people like me. And you're not, and if you guys have this mindset, and I'm sure you guys have heard this mindset in the past from people that you know, and maybe even people that are very close to you, I challenge you to think about it in a bit of a different context, okay? Money is simply a tool. It's not supposed to be used to make you happy and solve all your problems. All money is a tool in order for you to buy goods and services or buy your time back because you have enough money and you don't have to do things that you hate forever. Okay, that's all it is. It's not no more, no less. That's what money is. Increasing your money should be your responsibility. It should not be something that you just choose to do or choose not to do. If you guys don't want to pursue wealth, that's fine, but just understand that there are repercussions that come as a result of that, okay? So I believe that everybody should be planning actively to get their money right. They should create a strategy for how to increase their wealth over a long period of time. I'm going to come out with a video about that very soon, talking about the formula to how to get wealthy over a long period of time and how to get rich, okay? So we're going to talk about that. We're going to break it down, but don't let people say, if you guys are pursuing wealth and you guys are pursuing money, don't let people say, well, money doesn't make you happy, or you're selfish, or you're pursuing wealth too much. Don't let people say that, because a lot of times they're just coping because of a lack of their action, or, trying to cope with their inaction is a better way to put it, okay? So I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. If you guys have any questions about this concept, and if you guys want to let me know what you guys think, I'm curious to know. Put what you think in the comments of this YouTube channel. I appreciate all of you guys who have been supporting me, and I'm curious to know what you guys think. Don't let people try to shame you into not pursuing, more money or more freedom in your own life or your future life or your family's life, okay? Don't let people shame you out of that. There's nothing wrong with people. There's nothing wrong with men or women who want to make more money for their family and their future family, okay? So money's not the root of all evil. You're just lazy if that's how you think, all right? So hope you guys liked the video. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like the video if you guys liked it. Hit the notification bell so that you guys know every single time I drop a video. I hope you guys have found value in the video, all right? Instagram, link in the description, chase your grace. TikTok, link in the description, chase your grace. Over 500 followers on TikTok. Thank you guys so much for that. I really appreciate it. If you guys want to get coached by me and you guys want to create a strategy for the crypto market specifically, or any other investments for that matter, you guys can jump into the Telegram chat in the description. You guys can message me privately and we can get a coaching call, and I can help you any way I can. We can determine if it's a good fit for you. And if I have the opportunity to be able to help you and you guys are in the position to be helped, I would love to do so, okay? So thank you guys. I hope you guys have a good day. Thank you, and bless up.